The Galactic Council had dismissed humanity as another primitive species confined to their single world. For 3 centuries, the major powers, the hegemony, the Compact, and the Federation had monitored Earth's radio chatter with mild amusement. Humans appeared to be a fractured civilization constantly warring among themselves, lacking the unity necessary for interstellar expansion. Admiral Kane stood on the bridge of the Titan's wrath. Them. The first human dreadnought fleet was finally departing, carrying the hopes of 8 billion souls into the void. Humanity had spent decades in secret, building their vessels in the asteroid belt, far from prying alien sensors. Receiving long-range communications from the border systems, reported Lieutenant Torres from her station. The hegemony is mobilizing against the rimworlds again. Kane nodded grimly. The hegemony had been expanding aggressively for decades, absorbing smaller civilizations through economic pressure or outright conquest. Their latest target was a cluster of independent worlds that had refused to submit to their authority. Galactic Council, as usual, debated endlessly while worlds burned. "Time to make our presence known," Kane declared. "Signal the fleet." We proceed to the Kepler system. The human fleet consisted of 12 dreadnoughts, each measuring 3 kilometers in length. Unlike the elegant curves favored by other species, human ships were angular and utilitarian, built for war rather than beauty. Their hulls bristled with railgun batteries, missile pods, and energy projectors. Most importantly, they carried humanity's greatest advantage, nuclear arsenals that made other civilizations uncomfortable. The journey to the contested Kepler system took 6 days at maximum warp. During that time, Kane reviewed intelligence, reports about the situation. The hegemony had deployed their standard intimidation fleet, 200 vessels designed more for show than serious combat. Their strategy relied on overwhelming numbers and the psychological effect of their massive formations. When the human fleet dropped out of warp at the edge of the Kepler system, they found chaos. Hegemony ships were methodically destroying orbital installations around the inhabited worlds. Civilian transports fled in all directions, while the local defense force fought a hopeless delaying action. "Unknown vessels, identify yourselves immediately," came the harsh transmission from the hegemony flagship. "You are interfering in a legitimate pacification operation." Kane activated the communications array. "This is Admiral Kane of the Terran Defense Force. You will cease hostile actions against civilian targets and withdraw from the system immediately." The response was predictably arrogant. "Terran, we have no record of such a species in our databases. Withdraw now, or face the consequences of interfering with the hegemony." "Very well," Kane replied calmly. "All ships, weapons free. Show them what Earth has learned about war." The human dreadnoughts spread into attack formation, their angular hulls rotating to bring maximum firepower to bear. The hegemony commander, apparently believing he faced another minor species, ordered his fleet to advance in their traditional intimidation pattern. The first salvo from the human fleet shattered that assumption forever. Railgun projectiles traveling at significant fractions of light speed tore through hegemony shields as if they were made of paper. Nuclear-tipped missiles followed, their detonations creating brief new stars in the darkness. Energy beams designed to cut through asteroid rock made quick work of alien armor plating. In the span of 10 minutes, the hegemony lost half their fleet. The survivors retreated in disorder, broadcasting frantic distress signals that would soon reach every corner of the galaxy. Commander Blake, of the Rimworld Defense Force, opened a channel to the human flagship. "Admiral Kane, we cannot express our gratitude, but who are you? Where did you come from?" Kane smiled. "We're from a small blue world called Earth. We've been watching the galaxy for some time." Of the battle spread quickly through galactic communication networks. The species that had dismissed humanity as primitive, savages suddenly found themselves reevaluating everything they thought they knew. Reports flooded in describing the devastating effectiveness of human weapons, cold precision of their tactics, and the unsettling fact that they had somehow built a fleet in complete secrecy. Within days, diplomatic envoys from major powers were requesting audience with Earth's representatives. the Galactic Council, which had never acknowledged humanity's existence, suddenly extended an invitation for Earth to join their ranks. Kane received these diplomatic overtures while his fleet patrolled the Kepler system, ensuring the hegemony would not return. He found the aliens' sudden change in attitude amusing but not surprising. Throughout human history, respect had always followed strength. Admiral Torres reported, "We're receiving a priority transmission from Earth's command." The message was brief but significant. Earth's leadership had decided to accept the Galactic Council's invitation, but on their own terms. Titan's wrath turned toward the galactic core. Kane reflected on the irony of the situation. The galaxy had ignored Earth because they believed humans were too divided and primitive to pose a threat. They had failed to understand that humanity's greatest strength lay not in unity, but in their capacity for organized violence when threatened. The quiet era was over. Humanity had announced itself to the galaxy, not with words, but with the thunder of their dreadnoughts. The stars would never be the same.